Okay, we're recording. So I'm going to go and start sharing with all of you tonight how we want to promote our way to success, you guys. And I know we've shared a lot. We've had so many amazing tools that we've been putting together for all of you so that you can know how to track along and pick up something and let it guide you to know what it is that we all need to be doing to be able to hit our goals that we need to in this business to be able to get the paycheck that we all came in here for. And so we know the tools, we know what we're supposed to be doing, but this training is going to be teaching you a little bit about the why you need to be doing this, because you guys, we know that when the why is big enough, the how will come. We'll figure out the how. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of that. But I love the training title and hope that you do too, because we're going to teach you how to promote your way to success. And what we also are going to talk about and admit to ourselves, myself included, I'm training right along with all of you, is that we don't drift our way into success, you guys. If you're like in a boat somewhere and you're rowing, and you did nothing, you would not end up where you wanted to go. You would end up wherever it took you. And that's where, and usually why we even end up in Arbonne to begin with, because life has kind of just taken us where it wanted to. And we tried to direct our life, but we ended up somewhere we didn't really love being. And that's why we're like, hey, why not look at Arbonne, whether it's the products, the business, or both. And now you're working to get yourself where you want to go. And I love that we have this vehicle to be able to do that with. But once you say yes to this vehicle, we have to go to work to make that happen as well. You don't just say yes to Arbonne, sign up and get an ID number, and it automatically fixed and take you where you need to be or want to be. We have to work our way there. And this is what we're going to teach you about how to work on purpose. We all have an action plan, and you guys know what the action plan is. And the very first thing that it asks you on that action plan is, what is your why? And it is so important, just like I said at the beginning of this call, for us to figure out and know what is it that we are working for. Because if you know what your why is, and if it's big enough, like I said, you'll figure out the how. And what I love is that we have figured out the how. Now we just have to help you plug into the system that's going to teach you the how to be able to get to your why, so that you can have this business help you do what it is you came in here to do. So whenever we come in, like I said, we don't want to just sign up and get an Arbonne ID, because we didn't come this far to only come this far. We came into Arbonne to be able to change the situations that we're not real happy with, the things that were our dreams. We're going to work for those. Our desires, we're going to go after those. And we're going to work to eliminate the discontents that we have in our life. We're not going to be like ready, set, ready, set, ready, set. We have to be ready, set, go in this business. And that's what I want everybody to be able to have, so that you can receive that reward and that benefit that you came in here for, so that you can get it. And this is the system that we do it with. And if you haven't seen this sheet, don't worry about it, but ask your upline to explain it to you. Because you guys, what this is really just an overview of what it is we do. And it is our plan for success, no doubt. And you guys, you know that whenever we talk about how systems are more powerful than goals, we're going to talk about goals tonight. But when you do it within a system, you're going to have bigger, better, faster success, because systems work better than just having a goal. When you have a goal that has a system to take you there, you can have a more straight and narrow path to get you there, instead of having to zigzag back and forth and take longer. This plan is flexible, and I'll explain how and why. But what I want you to know is that it's not negotiable. You can't not do the things that we all have done in Arbonne to get successful and expect the same results. So we have to follow these systems, and they will lead you to the success that you need, just like they have led us to the success that we wanted and needed. The recipe for success has been the same since I started this business 15 years ago, and it was the same even before then. But we schedule appointments with people, we sponsor people, clients and consultants, we sell products to people that are superior to other products out there. We help serve, teach, and make sure everybody knows what they're doing with these products and how to use these products. And we also serve our team as leaders that add people into your business. We grow ourselves as people and leaders, which is the best part about this business. And we do it by staying connected to the people that have gone before us, because hot coals stay hot together. The goals every month, you guys, for our business is to be able to get in front of 40 faces each month and sell at least 8 Arbonne special value packs. Doesn't matter which one, but pick one of the 3 and sell 8 of those a month, which is going to help you get your $2,500 building block. And that breaks it down. 8 of those equals $2,500. And we want to add 1 to 2 new business builders into our business each and every month. And that's the monthly business goals that we're shooting for, that we need to be able to hit, that are non-negotiable for us to have success. This is where it's flexible. What kind of activity do you want to have and do to be able to make those goals happen? It's flexible. And then over here, this is the things where we let people come in, including you, and you start wherever it is you're comfortable, and we let people land where they want and then move them back up the funnel to where we know they're going to receive the maximum benefits and results from Arbonne and participating in Arbonne. And so this is some of the things that you're going to be learning about and or doing in your business as you are working the systems that we have in place to help you maximize everything it is that you do. So what is our next goal? Our next goal is to do and work that monthly tracker and hit these goals that we just talked about. But what I want to ask, because I feel like we've talked about these things this last month, I know I have because I've trained on them, but what I want to ask most people and have you ask yourself is, do you know why we want to make sure these are the things that we're doing in our business each and every month? Do you know what your goals are and what you're shooting for? Or does it feel a little bit like this? Like, well, I don't know, is this the goal, or is that the goal, or is this the goal? What's my goal? And I know these are our monthly goals on here, but do you know why that's your goal? And do you understand that the compensation plan that Arbonne has in place for us is really the boss that teaches us and tells us how we get paid? And we want to understand that as a goal. So I want to know that this is the path, you know where you're going, and you're going the straightest path there to take you there and to get the results that it is that you need. So that's why on our action plan, we have good, great, and awesome goals set up down here for you to be able to shoot for. And when you put these numbers that we have down here in these slots for you and you write those numbers down, $3,000, you guys, is a good goal for you personally to hit each and every month. Even for me, 15 years into this business, I want to make sure that I'm hitting at least 3,000 personal qualifying volume every month and hitting that goal, because it is going to ensure that I'm doing a successful job with my business and moving it forward and not drifting somewhere that I don't want to end up being at. But it also means that you're going to hit first step district. And we're going to talk about what all of that is and why you want to go there. But that puts you into a strong qualification for the first level of management, which we teach people at the very first, look at Arbonne, that you can get to in the first 30 to 60 days. This puts you on track to be able to do that. So we absolutely need to make this our minimum good goal. But if we want to do more, because more is more, if anybody knows me, that's my favorite saying, then we want to shoot for 6,000. And you can do that one or two ways. You can do that either by you doubling up on the activity that you need to do for your business. And instead of hitting 3,000, you work and you hit 6,000 in your sales for you. Or you sponsor your dream team person and you're going to be helping them hit their 3,000 while you're working to hit your 3,000, and together you hit 6,000. And now you've not only hit first step district, but you've gone district manager in 1 month because you did 6,000 all at once. And that's what we have to do to be able to go district. And or you can be a real overachiever and be passionate about this business, and you can do 10,000. And that's going to help you complete district in 1 month, but it's also going to help you go into qualification for the second level of management in this business at area manager in the same month. And you can do that in the first month of your business. And that is where I know we need to teach you how to do the the 40 faces, the 8 ASVPs, the $2,500 building blocks, the sponsoring 1 to 2 new business builders. But what I want us to know we need to be focusing on is making these goals happen for ourselves and helping our team that we're launching and partnering with and working with and training with to do the exact same thing. Because that is how we're going to promote our way to success. And this is where we have to keep these goals a priority no matter where you are in your business. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. There's only 4 times you have to qualify to get to the top of this company. You can go to district in 1 month, like we talked about, or you can go into qualification and finish the next month, but boom, that's your first level. You can go into qualification for area, and you can do all 3 of these in the same month. And then the next month you can finish and you can qualify for the second level of your business. And then we have regional vice president and national vice president. And you guys, this is a big plus for a company like Arbonne and network marketing. There are people that have multiple levels that you have to promote through to be able to get paid. Arbonne is 4 simple steps, and I love it because it's not hard to understand or teach. And at 4 levels of Arbonne, those are the keys to success, is promoting through those levels and knowing that this compensation plan and when and how we promote is what's our boss and telling us how much paycheck we get each and every month based on that activity. So this is the numbers, the average monthly income for the company of Arbonne, you guys. There's a range that goes, bigger than these numbers that you see here and smaller. If you do nothing, you get paid nothing because you get paid for everything you do or don't do in this business. And then it can go up to $1,200 a month at the first level. The area manager can be anywhere from $900 to $4,000 a month. Region can be $4,000 to $12,000 a month. And nation can go all the way up to 6 figures in a month. And depending on what you do is how much you get paid. And that is what I love, is that if you need to make more money in Arbonne, you can do more and you will absolutely make more, because this compensation plan says the more you do, the more you make. But we have to make sure that we're working to hit these levels and we're not all over the place with our goals and never landing in a place that's taking us from point A to point B to be able to bring in these levels of income that we need to meet those whys that we have. So without promoting, you guys, we're not going to get to these levels. We have to promote ourselves, and we have to be able to equip and teach and lead our teams to be able to promote with us so that we can all enjoy success. And it boils down to this compensation plan and the 4 levels that we have and how we get paid in this business. The activity is that 40 faces, the 8 ASVPs, the $2,500 building block, the 1 to 2 new business builders, but it's all leading us to these 4 levels. And this needs to be our goal to be able to make that happen. So you promote your way to success, you promote first, and as you promote, you can actually help others promote at the same time. But it starts with your vision, being open to the opportunity of Arbonne, setting a goal and knowing why you set a goal, which is what this is teaching us right now. Knowing the strategy that's going to help us get there, which is what we've talked about with the 40 faces and the 8 ASVPs. But then it requires us to take action in order to be able to enjoy the success and promote to success. And this is where I want us to focus, because these things are laid out for you. And these are things that people are going to help you do. This is where the buck stops with me. And this is where I have to work and put action to everything I'm learning here so that I can enjoy success as well as lead others to enjoy the same kind of success. It's simple, you guys, because we have the business that we have asked for or are asking for. And it is crucial in our action plan. This is part of the step-by-step how you get successful. And it's in that action plan because it's crucial for us to have a full calendar. And we give you verbiage step by step to be able to know how to follow the system to get that activity on our calendar to be able to go where we want to promote into those levels. And we always talk about using and teaching the funnel method, starting big in our ask, like those funnels talked about, and then moving down and going smaller, because you can't ask somebody if they want to use a sample and they tell you no, and then turn around and ask them, well, I understand you don't want a sample, but would you like to look at this business with me? And you're not going to get anywhere at that point with them either. So we have to start at, would you be willing to take a look at this business, and then work ourselves down the funnel to land wherever it is they're comfortable starting with us. And then our job is to move them back up that funnel to being able to go, now do you see why I wanted you to look at this business? Because I knew you would be more interested in it than you thought you would. So here's a simple outline when you're asking somebody to start at the top of that funnel. I thought of you because, and you list out specific reasons about what you know about that person. What are their dreams? What are their desires? What are their discontents? What's great about them? What could they bring into Arbonne, and what could Arbonne give them? Tell them those are the reasons you've thought about them, because it makes it a genuine ask when you do that. And then you ask them if they would just be willing to take a look and hop on a quick 20-minute call with a friend who's done Arbonne a little bit longer than you, and honestly is just maybe more graceful or skilled at it at this point, to be able to share what Arbonne is all about so that you can hear it. But please feel comfortable and understand that there's no obligation for you to say yes, but just be willing to hear it first. And then you set a date. This is the take a look, you guys, and we have had great success with everyone who's doing it. But if you're not doing it, we need to make sure that you feel skilled enough in this and you know where to go get this verbiage so that you can practice it. Send messages back and forth with your upline to have people, tell them about the person you're asking and say, okay, how does this sound? And they'll help you figure out how to send a message to get a take a look. But here's that systematic ask. We start at the top with a take a look. If they say no to that, then we ask them to host a group event. If they say no to that, we ask them to let us swing by and do a one-on-one, or invite them to a launch where they're just coming, one person, to the event you're having to share with everybody Arbonne and what you're about to do and start, and or drop off or mail a sample to them. And if all of those are no, then we ask them if they know anybody who would be interested in healthy living. This is our funnel systematic ask. And we start at the top because you can't start at the bottom and go up, but you can certainly start at the top, go down, and then work yourself back up. So we have to ask at this point, you guys, if you're doing this and you've got your take-a-looks going, which we've done a lot of them, but we still need to be doing more, are you closing the deal with an appointment at the end of a take-a-look? Because I know everyone that I do, I'm setting the people up to be able to go close the deal for an appointment of some kind. Maybe they don't want to jump right in and start this business with us. But you know what? They've said, I just need to try the products first. Okay, great. Why don't we host a group event and share these with a few people that you think might be interested in learning about products that are pure, safe, and beneficial, or that are interested in health and wellness from the inside out, and host a group event. And so we help you guys, we lead you into, this is what's your next step after hearing this and taking a look at it. And it's, being a consultant, being a preferred client, or hosting an event. And we need it to be one of those three things. And everybody is interested in saying, yes, I'd be willing to do those things. But what you have to ask yourself whenever they're looking and telling you where they see themselves is, are you closing that deal with an appointment? Because if we're not doing this and we're not skilled at doing this, then we're losing this opportunity to expand our network and share Arbonne with more people, either as a one-on-one or even with a group of their friends and family, because they're willing to share this in a group event. So this is what we have to get skilled at, so that we don't just do a take a look and let it drift out into never, never land. It has to land and do something for your business in order for us to create that momentum to be able to move through into the promotions. So it starts with you. District manager qualification, and the way that you do it is activities and appointments on your calendar, like we've talked about already from the action plan. You start working on your 40 faces and hitting that $2,500 building block, and you're going to be doing that because of the appointments that you ask for, or that we help you set you up for after doing a take a look event. And you schedule those group events, or you schedule those one-on-ones, or you schedule a virtual event like this via Zoom. And you do this, and you are putting all of these activities on your calendar in order to ensure you're hitting that building block of 2,500. So as you're doing this, we're also looking for the people that we want to add to our dream team. And those are the people that we're doing those take a look at my business Zooms with. And then If they don't say yes to the business, we turn them into one of these circles. But if they say yes to doing this as a business, then we add them to our dream team and we get them moving here. This is what we're working towards, but this is what you have control of doing and need to be making sure you are doing no matter what, or if people are saying yes to these take-a-looks or not, as far as joining your business right away. It takes time, you guys. Hang on a second. Let me mute some people. It takes time to be able to get people to say 100% yes, I'm ready to do everything in this business. It happens sometimes. I was one of those people, but it's not always, right out of the gate. Sometimes we do a take a look. Sometimes we have to do a one-on-one that then turns into a group event, and then they turn into one of these new dream team people for us that start this business. But at minimum, what we have to know we are doing to hit this goal is that we are getting enough appointments on our calendar and to get us in front of those 40 faces and hit our own 2,500 building block, no matter whether people are saying yes to us on these as a business partner or not. So I want to ask again, are you closing the deal? Are you making these take-a-looks become a valuable piece of you building momentum in your business so that it moves you into those other positions that we've talked about that help us get that paycheck that we need from Arbonne? Because we have to get good at getting appointments on our calendar out of every take a look, whether it's as a launch or somebody who's doing one of these other things for us after they've told us where they are and where they see themselves participating in this business. If we see it and we can help other people see it clearly, we're going to help people get started in this business with us. But as you guys know, my word for the year is vision. And as you've heard, every time I train, without vision, people will perish. And so will their opportunity to take advantage of this gift and this business if their vision looks like this instead of crystal clear and seeing how Arbonne can equal their dreams, and vice versa. They can see themselves in Arbonne. So that's our job with those take-a-looks. That's our job with sharing this opportunity like Tracy Moore just did a beautiful job of on our live Discover Arbonne. And when we do that, you guys, that's when you will be able to race into area manager qualification, because you will be doing all of this with all of your activity, but you're going to be adding in new business partners and consultants joining your team, that dream team group of people that you have in your life that are going to say yes because their vision now is crystal clear about what Arbonne can do for them. And they're saying, hey, you're going, but I'm going with you. And they are joining in and they are doing this for their business. And everyone doing this is going to be what helps promote each person to the levels that we have to hit in this business to get that paycheck from our compensation plan in Arbonne. And whenever we add these people to our business and we teach them how to do exactly what we just did, then that's when you hit regional vice president qualification, because you are duplicating yourself perfectly. You're doing your activity. You've been able to paint vision clearly for other people to join in and teach them how to do their activity. And you've efficiently taught them how to paint vision and teach other people how to do the same for themselves. That is how you go to the top in Arbonne. And that is what we want to make sure that your goals are written down for, and that you know these are the goals and there is nothing standing between you and those goals and making those happen. And that's why in our action plan, we have the good is 3,000, the great is 6,000, the awesome is 10,000. We are going to do it by building a dream team and adding people to our business. And we're going to sit down and from the get-go, I don't even care if you haven't had your first party yet. I want you to write down, when could I use that level of income in my family? When would I like to have the area manager income for my family? When would I like to have regional vice president? And when would I like to have national vice president? And then teach your team how to do the same thing. Because you guys, when we write these goals down, there's a Harvard study that did a study with people that went to school and graduated from that university. And everybody who left that university that had no goals, which was 84% of the people, made the least amount of income. some people had goals of what they were going to do with their degree and what they were going to do with their life, but they did not write them down. That was 13% of this class that they did this study on. And those people made twice as much income as the people who left having no goals. And then there was 3% of the people that had goals, but they also wrote their goals down. And those people ended up making 10 times 10 years later in this business, from graduating with this degree and having that study, than the people who had goals but didn't write them down, or people that didn't have goals at all. I want you to know what your goals are. Those 4 levels of management that we have to hit to be able to get those levels of paycheck. I want you to know, that's my goal. I want you to know and have written down when you want that goal to happen. And I want you to know that it's going to start by writing down these good, great, and awesome goals and making a plan and strategy on how you're going to hit that 3,000, that 6,000, and that 10,000 by doing your own activity, as well as painting a vision and inviting dream team people to join you and teaching them how to do their activity, and that you know how to make this plan as a goal and have them written down so that you can be the 3% of the people out there in the world that get successful because you have done what successful people do. Your belief, you guys, determines the direction of your success cycle. I love the success cycle because it boils down to, do you believe what I'm telling you, first of all? And then do you believe that you can do what I'm teaching you how to do right now in Arbonne? Because what you believe the potential is for this business and for yourself to be able to be successful in this business is how much action you will put into this business. You believe big, you believe the potential's big, you'll put in a lot of action because you believe that it's worth it. And when you put in that much action, that's going to yield you great results. When you do those great results because you put in a lot of action that gave you those results, it's going to feed your belief and your attitude in a positive way. That's going to give you even more belief about the potential that this opportunity has for you and you have in this opportunity. And it's going to feed the action that you take again. That's a beautiful success cycle that grows and builds momentum and promotes you to success. However, if your belief is low, then in the potential of what this can do for you, then your action that you will take in this with this business will be low, which will then yield low results, and those results will feed the attitude, and you'll prove yourself right that this didn't work. And instead of proving yourself right and it decreasing the belief about the potential that you think this has to change your life, like it has changed other people's life, therefore you give it even less action and less attention, which yields even less results and feeds and validates that negative belief. Believe that it does. Instead of believing to prove it wrong, work to believe and prove it right. I will tell you that as I look back on my business 15 years ago, that's what I know was probably the biggest secret to my success, was that I wanted this to be right. I wanted to know that this could work for my family. I didn't know that it could, but what I did was I went to work to prove it right. So that if it was possible that it could work for us, that I was going to do all that I could to make it work. And because I did have that belief in the potential, and I took all the action that I could and then some to make sure that it was going to work if it could, it gave me the results that it did, and it fed that belief cycle. So you determine your belief cycle, and I want you to believe me. I want you to prove me right. Prove Arbonne right. Don't work to prove it wrong. Work to prove it right. And if you have hesitations or fears, whatever it could be that's holding you back from your belief in this potential, that's what we need to talk about. That's what we need to bring out into the light. That's what we need to help you work through and see through so that you can have the path cleared for you to be able to go from point A to point B like that, because that's where it can go if you can see it clearly. And I want you to know that if it's meant to be, you guys, It's up to me and it's up to you to be able to make this happen. And it will happen when you do these activities. You set that goal, you get into the activity, and you start getting in front of those spaces and doing those 8 ASVPs and that $2,500 building block, and sponsor others in here by sharing this gift with them and connecting the dots for them, and personally commit. Don't just drift into the next goal and hope you make it. Commit to making it happen so that you can promote to the next level and help lead your team to do the same thing that you're doing so they can be successful too. And in my Arbonne MVP story, you guys, from whatever, 14 years ago now, it said, I said, the only way you succeed in Arbonne is when you help others succeed. And the way you help others succeed is you go down the success path, and then you teach others and lead others to follow you down that same path and plug into the same resources that you have so that they can be successful too. And they can when they do. So I hope that this helps you realize what you need to do to promote yourself to success. Because when we go through those 4 levels and we hit those goals, the 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, we will be promoting our way to success. And you will love the results when you do. So, any questions about anything? There's some, I didn't get to follow the chats. You're welcome. I'll read through the chats, but I just wanted everybody to know that we are focusing on those goals and that we know what the goal is and we know how to do it. And if you don't, or you have questions or you need help, then that's what your upline is here for. You've got a district, you've got an area, you've got a region, and you've got a nation that knows how to do this with you and wants to help you do it. And we will get us on those success paths with everybody who's willing to jump in and go with us. So thank you guys for joining me. And if there's no questions, I'll let you go. Night-night. Hope you enjoy your night.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for joining me.